Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Are you feeling charitable? Then smash the subscribe button and the like button, and please do follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And we are going to be talking about in this video, because I tell you what we're going to be talking about. David Ayer actually explains his opening sequence of his version of Suicide Squad, and it's very different to the theatrical cut and the extended edition. Now, there's been a bit of confusion about the Batman. Some people were saying they're already resumed production. That is not the case. We will be talking about that as well. But first of all, basically, David Ayer quote tweeted this response. Who knows if some of those lines were reshoots or not? Ben Mills has a picture of a snake, meaning Geoff Johns. Listen, we know Geoff Johns restructured Batman vs Superman and Justice League and Suicide Squad because he didn't like the vision of what was going on. Now, he interfered, and that was wrong. But Geoff Johns is no longer running DC films. What do you people want? It's time to let go. We're getting what we want. I don't really understand what this constant conversations about Geoff Johns and calling him a snake. It's pretty pointless, right? Anyway, this is what David had to say. In my cut, the first scene is June Moon discovering and releasing Enchantress in a jungle locations. Next scene is an extended assault on Arkham by Joker's crew. Then he electroshocks Harley. There was more to club and argument between Harley Quinn and Joker in his car. So that's pretty cool. See, he's also saying there was more in this car scene when Batman's going after them as well. There was some kind of argument. So that's interesting as well. But the opening sequence, it sounds pretty awesome. In my cut, the first scene is June Moon discovering and releasing Enchantress in the jungle locations. That is extremely cool, and I really like that. That sounds like a really, really awesome opening, doesn't it? Again, I'll reiterate, this is the kind of thing I want to be talking about, not the Ray Fisher stuff. For me, there's no point to it because we're getting what we want. Zack has had justice. His vision of Justice League is back. His vision for the DCEU in terms of the continuation of BVS and MOS is back on. There's nothing to fight for now. There's no more justice to get. So any kind of going back and going on and on about Geoff Johns and this and that, for me, it's boring and it's a waste of time. And it's negative energy I can't afford to keep on oozing out. So yes, so that's David Ayer's opening to his Suicide Squad, and it sounds great. I'll reiterate something else though. It's very interesting who did some of the stuff for the Suicide Squad theatrical cut. Was that David? Did David write a lot of those scenes, or were there rewrites? Were there re-edits? It looks like there was. Obviously, they tampered with David's movie, and that's the old version, and that would have involved Geoff Johns. Yes, but he's no longer running this universe or any other universe. He's working, he's writing, and that's right, he's allowed to do that. But that's gone now. Time to let it go. But I definitely want to see this opening for the Suicide Squad. Now I have an update on the Batman. So a couple of days ago, production was halted because Robert Pattinson was discovered to have COVID-19. Now there was a rumour that they immediately started production again. Again, Warner Media had to respond about this bullshit because it's still on pause. Several members of the crew have got COVID. They are, of course, self-isolating. So let's read what Variety had to say, because originally Variety did say that they got back to work immediately, but this wasn't true. Production on the Batman continues to be on pause after Robert Pattinson tested positive for COVID-19 this week, according to a source with knowledge of the situation. Variety previously reported that shooting on the film had resumed without Pattinson, citing a story in the Daily Mail. Yeah, you should never cite a story from the Daily Mail. However, Studio insiders denied that report. Crew members are still doing construction work on sets and props at Warner Brothers Studios in Leavesden, UK, but people on the film team who were in contact with Patterson are quarantining. The production is still doing contact tracing. It is unlikely that the shooting will recommence under roughly 2-week quarantine period ends. It is also unclear if Patterson has symptoms of the disease or if he is asymptomatic. I'm going to guess that he's asymptomatic, and they don't want to take any risks. Warner Brothers Studio behind the film did not confirm that the star had tested positive and would only say that a member of the production had coronavirus. It doesn't matter who it was, does it? Well, it does, but we don't need to know. Leading figures in the UK film production sector told Variety Friday that they continue to have absolute faith in the measures being taken to keep cast and crew safe from COVID-19 on British sets. Meanwhile, the UK industry is confident that crews are observing COVID-19 protocols that were published by the British Film Commission at the end of May. We know that productions in the UK are rigorously following BFC guidance with robust health and safety procedures in place, including stringent testing regimes, which is why, in any case of coronavirus, can be rapidly identified and appropriate self-isolating procedures implemented. Adrian Wotton, Chief Executive of the British Film Commission and Film London, told Variety. We're confident that with all the measures in place, any production will resume filming as soon as it's safe to do so. We also believe this will not impact production overall continuing in the UK, precisely because we have such robust health and safety measures operating, enabling our world-class film and high-end TV sectors to get back up and running. Yeah, there's no chance of productions being shut down again, no chance. The behaviour of UK cast and crew have been exemplary. Lindsay Dufy, CEO of the Production Guild of Great Britain, told Variety, wanting to return to work, everyone has embraced the comprehensive measures required of them, and as a result, many productions have been back on set and filming safely for weeks already. Where we have seen productions abroad where a cast or crew member has tested positive, precautions have been taken as required to enable them to start filming again as soon as they had the all clear. UK crew have also had access to free training modules offering practical advice on staying safe in the context of the pandemic, provided by Screen Skills, and some 20,000 people have already made use of this. Productions have been taking this issue extremely seriously, and we know everyone is working hard to prevent COVID-19 outbreaks during filming. Screen Skills CEO Sifu Kuma told Variety, we collaborated with industry and health and safety experts to develop free online coronavirus basic awareness on production training to support the available guidance. In addition, the Production Guild is working on a bespoke program targeted at senior production staff who are taking on a COVID supervisor role that will be announced next week. This will be the definitive guide to standardise this new vital area on production to a world-class standards, says Duffy. Screen Skills is also running safe return to set seminars to share the experience of those already back in pre-production, on production, and are developing more advanced training. None of this removes the threat of people falling ill, but acknowledges that everyone can play their part in trying to prevent outbreaks on set or location, said Kuna. There is also the question of crew morale being affected when a high-profile member of the team, like Patterson, is diagnosed with the virus. So soon after resuming the stalled production, the production teams are resilient, as already proven, and will always find innovative ways to keep moving forwards, says Dufy. I think it's more of a sense of frustration when all have worked so hard to comply to comprehensive measures. Though it is not immediately clear what kind of insurance that the Batman has COVID-19 is unlikely to be covered any existing policies. Oh, shut up. What we are seeing is that all insurers are making sure that there is specific wording to exclude COVID cover. Chris Bumford, Senior Accountant Executive at Egar Forest Insurance, told Variety. The Batman production does have resource to the UK government's £647 million film and TV insurance exactly fund that was announced in July. The fund is available as they want to be insured anyway. Shut up. Anyway, very interesting to see how they're working within the confines of COVID and doing it safely. So I would suggest that Rob is asymptomatic and that he's not actually ill. He'll be back in 2 weeks. And what I told you what's happening. The whole production isn't going to be shut for 2 weeks. What's going to happen is they're testing everyone again. Whoever's safe can come back to work. And if all the actors haven't got COVID apart from Rob, They can shoot their scenes. So I think they'll be back sometime next week. I was surprised when the initial report said they were already back. I was really happy, obviously, and then they took it away from us because they got it fucking wrong, right? And so this is what they do. Any clickbait so they can get a hit on their links, right? It's pathetic. Anyway, the Batman will return. It won't have any big delay on the release date or anything like this. So don't click on the YouTube videos boring on about this. The DC live-action universe is in a great situation, and it's something as fans we should be focused on instead of the negative stuff. Comment down below, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with more DC content. See you again soon.